Alright everyone, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video here along Highway 58 as well as 7 Mile Road here in the northern part of the Carrizo Plains, as well as the drive over the Temblor Range as we make our way toward the Central Valley. This area of Central California is experiencing a massive superbloom, and it is so massive that you can even see it from space. I inserted a little picture here that was taken from a satellite, and I've also pointed a little arrow of where we're currently located at here in the video, and it's just amazing to see this in person, let me tell you. And this is something that doesn't happen every year in California. The conditions have to be right for it to happen. And you may be asking yourself, what causes these superblooms out here in this part of California? Well, basically, if there is a year or two or more of below average precipitation that is followed by a year with above average precipitation, it causes all of these wildflower seeds to germinate and cause these explosions of wildflowers that you see here on the Temblor Range. And it also happens in other parts of California as well. It is very common for most parts of Central and Southern California to experience superbloom years when these conditions are right. And I am in no way, shape, or form an expert on this subject, but it is to my understanding and to my knowledge that these superblooms do not happen if there are two back-to-back above average precipitation years in California. And that is very rare in California these days. California has actually not had 2 years with back-to-back above average precipitation in something like 20 plus years or something like that. A pretty crazy stat. But like I said earlier, I guess it's just the combination of having 1 or 2 or more dry years followed by an above average precipitation year that causes these superblooms. And these are absolutely spectacular to see in person. I mean, these videos and photos that I'm about to show you guys showcase this amazingly, but just seeing it with your own eyes is like bucket list material. And like I said, this is not something that happens every year. The last superbloom year before 2023, as of the recording of this video, was 2019, and then the one before that was 2017, and then the one before that was 2011. So these are very infrequent events that happen here in California. So when they happen, you really want to make an effort to try and go out and see them. And the Carrizo Plains here in the Temblor Range is one of the best places you can see it in California. I mean, just look at this. This is amazing. Like, you can just see how many people are parked alongside the road here just to take photos of the superbloom here. It's just amazing to see like how popular this has become, especially with the rise of social media. And really, the internet and social media is what really helped kickstart the popularity of these superblooms with photographers and videographers, because once like people started posting this on social media like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and like other social media sites, that's when it really started to become popular with just the average person as well. I mean, this is just really phenomenal to see like the power of social media, to see how it can like influence other people to see sites like this because they just post them in like public groups and stuff like that. And another thing that's really amazing about these superblooms is the fact that not only do they not happen every year, but you can really only experience this for a maximum of 2 months out of the year. This particular superbloom really started to kick off towards the end of March, and it's still ongoing here in April, and then I'm sure by May that this area is just going to completely dry out, because keep in mind, the rainy season in California typically goes from like November to March and April, give or take. So once the rain stops, this area does not take very long to dry out, especially because this is a very Mediterranean and very borderline desert climate in this area of California. I filmed this particular video smack dab in the middle of April 15th, and it seems like it's hitting its absolute peak right here. I mean, you can just see how much the hills are covered in wildflowers right here. It's just amazing like how scenic this drive becomes like when things like this happen. And another thing that's pretty crazy about this road too is it's a very rural road. Like, without the superbloom being here, I'm sure this road probably gets no more than 200 vehicles per day driving it, because there are no cities or towns between I-5 and US 101, which is a distance of about like 80 to 90 miles, and there are no gas stations along this road. This is a very rural drive. This section of the road right here is located about 30 to 40 miles off of I-5, so you don't really have to worry about running out of gas. I mean, I would still make sure you have enough gas before you came up here and stuff like that. And this road, especially as you descend down into the Central Valley, is a very windy road. Like, there are a number of hairpin curves there as you're descending down the Temblor Range into the San Joaquin Valley as well, so keep that in mind mind when you're driving this road. Don't let this video fool you. This is a very rural road. Like, don't let the fact that you see all these cars just parked along the side of the road make you think that this is a very busy and very heavily traveled road. It's not. Like, especially when there's no Superbloom here and it's the summertime, like, this road almost becomes like a very desolate, like, borderline country road that, like, nobody uses unless they absolutely need to, like, to get from point A to point B, if that makes perfect sense. And here with these photos I'm showcasing you here, I took right off of Highway 58 just before we approached the Temblor Range. This is actually looking right at the range here, just off the highway. And it just goes to show just how beautiful this area really is right now. Like, these photos almost look fake or Photoshop, but I promise they're not. They're just the raw photos that I took with my camera there right off the highway. So I'm just going to finish off this video here by showing you the last few photos and a little video that I took here while I was in the Carrizo Plains along Highway 58 and 7 Mile Road here. I will actually have a different type of video coming from this same area here. It's going to be more of like a vlog from when me and my grandpa spent some time here. I hope you guys will look forward to that, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video here. This is something that doesn't happen too often in California, but when it does, it is a beautiful and spectacular sight to see. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Have a good one, everyone.